So I'm back from China. I'm here at Tufts University in my office, and I have some video that I took while I was staying at the Shanfu tea company in Shaxian, not with a G like I said in the last video, in China. And I just have some video of Oriental Beauty production that I thought I would show you. So here it is. Okay, so the first step in making Oriental Beauty tea, of course, is picking the leaves. And so this starts early in the morning with sunrise. And what the tea pluckers are looking for is 2 leaves in a bud. That's the plucking standard for Oriental Beauty. And what I have here on the left is a leaf that's been damaged by leaf hoppers, and on the right is one that's relatively undamaged. So the leaf hopper damage results in kind of a smaller leaf that's a little bit tougher. It's more yellowish, and it has this brown streaking or stippling on the undersides of the leaves, especially near the veins where the leaf hoppers have fed on the leaves. Now, the pluckers aren't necessarily looking for damaged leaves, but they might. This is what they're looking for as far as which field to harvest in order to make Oriental Beauty. The next step is to sort through the leaves. So the tea pluckers aren't really being super careful about getting just 2 leaves in a bud. They may be picking some older leaves too. So they're going to bring those leaves back to the factory building and sort them inside where it's a lot cooler, not outside during the midday sun. It's really awful. You don't want to be out there. So when they're in the shade, they are sorting through the leaves. They're taking out any leaves that are too big or broken or otherwise inappropriate, and they're ending up on the ground here. And inside you can see there's more people doing this, and they're even using sort of like a winnowing technique to maybe get rid of some broken leaves by tossing them up into the air on those baskets. So after they've sorted through the leaves, the next step is withering. And if the sun isn't too intense, they'll do the withering outdoors just by spreading the leaves on these big tarps or putting them in these baskets. So this just reduces the moisture content of the leaves, makes them pliable for the next step. If it's too hot out, they're going to do this withering in a different spot under a shade cloth. And that's really important because if it's too hot, what you're going to do is you're just going to end up with white tea. It's going to bake the leaves in the hot sun, dry them out before they have a chance to be oxidized or anything. So after they wither outside for an appropriate amount of time, the leaves go inside in these racks, and this is where the oxidation starts. So right here are some leaves that are still pretty green, haven't really oxidized very much yet, but they are still losing moisture content, and they are oxidizing a little bit. Over here on this rack are some leaves that are a little bit further along, and you can see there's a little bit more brown in there. Actually, I'm going to walk around here, show you on the other side because I couldn't get in the crowd there. So you can see here that there's already some brown edges on the leaves, or there's some brown where the leaves have been kind of folded, and it's really starting to look a little bit more like Oriental Beauty. How do the leaves get that way? How do they get that oxidation? Well, here we can see about every hour or so workers come through and they just kind of toss the leaves around to start with. And just that tossing, that gentle tossing, is enough to bruise the leaves to start the oxidation process. Because it is an oolong, you want that oxidation to be pretty slow and controlled and not like a black tea where you would just want it to go to completion and really kind of squeeze the leaf juices out. So after they oxidize in those racks, they go into a tumbler like this. This tumbler finishes the oxidation process. It tumbles the leaves, they're getting bruised as they go around, and you're also getting rid of some of the broken leaves that are falling through the basket, the bamboo here. So when the leaves are getting close to the right amount of oxidation, they'll start tasting them every hour or half hour or so. And when they taste right, as judged by the tea master, it's time for the next step. So the last part, I'm sorry I don't have video of it, but I do have some images. The last step is the kill green step, or Shaxian. And what this does is it denatures the enzymes, stops the oxidation process. So they do it in this big tumbling oven here. And then when it's ready, they'll dump the leaves out onto a basket by tipping the whole oven over. Those leaves then get scooped into a fabric, like a muslin bag, that gets tied up, and that gets put onto a rolling machine that rolls that bag around and shapes the leaves. And then that's only done for like a minute or so, and then they'll pull the bag out, dump the leaves out onto a basket, spread them out, break them apart, and then repeat several times until the tea is ready. And when it's ready, then I think it goes into a drying room, although again, I didn't see that step, so sorry. Yeah, so that's it. That's the process of Oriental Beauty, and I'll probably be going back to this farm again next summer. And so if you have any questions, or if there's anything major I missed, or um, the explanation didn't make sense, please let me know in the comments or on Twitter or something like that. And I can either try to answer those questions myself, or I can pass them on to the manager at the farm here. So yeah, anyway, I hope you liked it. I hope it was informative, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.